Welcome to Chattin with Staxx.
Yeah, yeah. My life's like an open book. If you try and get this, I'll show you how. If you gon' do something and do it. Me, I'm on the grind with these tracks, with the music. Treat the microphone like a stepchild, abuse it. Ain't nobody speak it like I speak it to it fluent. Treat these other rappers like a meal, I'ma chew it. I'ma keep everything, you can call me Jewish. This ain't no Hanukkah, I promise y'all ruin. If you producing tracks tight, I'ma loosen. You could use your own eyesight, I'ma prove it. I'm getting out of line like a dollar sign swooping. In and out of lanes in a game like Houston. Can't nobody take me out, I just swooped in. It's just me by myself, no grouping. My life's like an open book. I'm really trying to get this and be proud. My life's like an open book. If you try and get this, I'll show you how.
Welcome to another episode of Chattin with Staxx. Today, I got Stevie Bullets. What's up, man?
What's going on, my brother? How you doing?
How you doing, bro? I'm just chilling. In fact, anyone that knows the intro that I just played, that's my music playing. It's like older music, but it's Steve put that together from Real Mob Radio. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. And what's good with you, bro? How you been?
Man, I'm doing great. You know what I mean? I'm doing more and more podcasts. I'm networking with a couple different people, all across the country. I got, of course, my guy Cyril DePaggio down there in Miami doing the Mob King. And then I got my guy JC, Wrong to Strong, Julio Almanza. He's one of the Chicago guys that moved down there, started doing his own
I told
thing.
you I had him on.
Oh, right.
We talked. Yeah, I was gonna have him on again. I gotta reach out to him again. He's a good dude.
Yeah,
he's got a good story, man.
Yeah, we follow each other on Facebook and a couple of the other social media sites. But yeah, just been doing stuff like that, hooking up with good people, people I know, and it's slowly gaining progress,
Yeah, man, it takes time, bro. It takes time.
Yeah,
just like me, I'm getting better as time goes on. It takes time.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Pushing each other forward. Motivating each other. No haters.
You heard about
trolls,
about this rapper that got killed, man, Young Dolph. Have you heard about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, he got killed in his own in his own city, man. That's usually how it happens.
Yeah, so that's real common here in Chicago. We got, Little Durk and King Von. They killed him. You got
Did
Old
they
Black,
get killed?
Real hot
Did King Von get killed in Chicago? I thought he got killed in Atlanta or something, right?
Yeah, I think it was Atlanta.
Yeah.
There's so many of them that are getting killed, but we got a lot of, talented rappers here in Chicago and stuff. So, I'm real in tune with the music and stuff. When I was down in the joint, I was down, there was, I forget what his name, from Do or Die. He was down there with me and Dixon. There was a couple other guys,
That was, the Bone Thugs and Harmony, right?
No, it was Do or Die. I can't think of his name, man. Because I haven't been in prison in 10 years. So this is over 10 years ago. I was on a parole violation. Dixon and the cat from Do or Die, he was down there. So, yeah, but, that happens a lot, here in Chicago. And then you got Little Durk. Little Durk's blowing up. But there's a lot of controversy over there on Old Block. A lot of them cats, trying to do their thing. And they get money. They get stupid. Then we got war out there, too, with the BDs and GDs. Yeah, that's been going on forever. As soon as I got out of the joint, they sent me to one of the halfway houses on the south side on 79th and Cottage Grove. I was probably there.
Put you right in the ghetto, right? They put you right in the hood.
Yeah. And it was the worst. I've been in some
I don't know why they do that, man. They like out here
because
they put you in Hartford. If you go get out of the prison, they put you right in Hartford in the city, right in the ghetto. And it's like, how are you gonna thrive there?
Well, that wasn't really the issue because I've been in a lot of real bad neighborhoods and never fazed me. And then they sent me there to 79th and Cottage Grove. And when I went there, it was, let me tell you, I was scared that time because I was on a bus and I had a couple of youngsters that had approached me. And, you know, if it wasn't probably for, you know, a couple bus drivers and a couple witnesses, I probably would have got smoked on that bus. And then they actually had called because I was using the payphone when I first got down there, and I was using it on 79th Street, which is real, you know, real hot block. You got, you know, like I said, on one side you got BDs, and then on the other side you got GDs, and then you got me, white boy, looking like the, you know, looking like the federales. So here I'm on the payphone. They had
like Eminem and shit.
Yeah. So they had called
what's
over
good,
to the
Yankees
house.
for life, man. Shout out to Yankees for life.
Yeah, it's good, man.
Yo, I want to talk about the gang stuff out there because the gang stuff out here is a lot different. So you joined the gang, I joined the gang. We have similar stories. And sorry, I think I got the hiccups, man, are coming on. But
Right.
so we have similar stories. I joined the gang when I was 15, but I was hanging around them ever since I was like 13 years old. And like the first thing, we started stealing cars together and hanging out and doing, you know, stupid shit. And then it escalated like real quick. That's how it happened with you, right?
Yeah, I joined gang 12th Street Players when I was 14 years old. I was going out of my 8th grade year into my freshman year into high school. And
did you have to do an initiation to get in? Did you have to fight dudes and shit?
Yeah, I got violated in. I had a couple guys on both sides and had walked the line. So you have to walk from one end to the other. And we were in one of the brothers' backyards. And, you know, they were recruiting, you know, young guys like me at that time. And I had already grew up in the neighborhood with them. So I come from, you know, it's a mostly white gang. But at, you know, one time it was pretty much they had the neighborhood on lock. And it was on Roosevelt and Austin, which was predominantly like white, Italian, Irish, you know, some Serbian stuff like that. We had a few Mexican brothers, but mostly it was Italian guys. And these were like outfit, like, you know, they came from outfit families and stuff like that. So they already had that mentality, you know, with the structure and stuff like that. And, you know, not to say we were the baddest, but we were pretty fierce, you know, in the streets. And, you know, growing up with these guys, you know, I was put to the test a lot. You know, I took a lot of ass whoopings as a shorty. Had my nose broke a few times, but that just made me tougher. And then, you know, I got the pistol in the street.
So did they come to you with a gun and be like, "Hey, you're gonna carry this"?
No,
or were you like,
they were available? And I was I wanted it every time I could get it. I remember the first time that, you know, I got the pistol and I got the shoot. It was like an adrenaline rush. And I was really, really young. I was 14. I used to run with
I
was on
the railroad tracks, man. We were on the railroad track, busting off down the railroad track. Pow, pow. I remember it it was yesterday, man.
And I have a younger brother who's like a year younger than me. So me and him used to run like hand in hand and stuff in the street. And, you know, we would just run together in Cicero. And a lot of times we were always shooting. And whenever we could, we'd get the pistol. Both of us were gunners. You know, there's no, you know, lie about that. People in the neighborhood knew what we were doing. And, you know, my brother, he was a shooter himself. The police knew it. We were pretty known. You know, we weren't the baddest dudes in the neighborhood or nothing like that, but people knew us. Our names recognized.
One dude, you know, one time this dude, when we were all chilling, this dude had a gun on him, and the Latin Kings were against us, right? And they were in the parking lot, and something happened. The dude pulled the gun out. He went to put it back, and he shot himself in the nuts, man. Blew his boom. Everyone's like, "What the fuck?" He cheddar bobbed himself, man. Has any of your friends ever done that?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, not me, but yeah, there was individuals that had some incidents where they had capped themselves. But for me, it was like an everyday thing with the shooting and stuff like that. Myself, I've been shot 11 times. I was shot twice in my head, and this is on 4 different occasions. And it wasn't like I
How
couldn't dodge bullets or nothing. They were
do you
they were
think
out to get
do
me
you
because
do you think it
I was
was
doing some damage.
related? Do you think the same people that shot you the first time were the same people that shot you the other times? Was
Yeah,
it the same? It was the same
yeah.
people?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, because we were feuding with these Latinos. They were Latin counts from 18th Street, which was a Pilsen neighborhood of Chicago. And at
Yeah.
one time they were, the neighborhood shifted, and it changes from ethnicity, and it was like mostly whites then, and then it started turning Latino, and then of course once they start moving in, they want to take over the
So
streets. So
what's like an
we were speaking.
altercation? Are you just like walking down the street and they come approach you? Like, what are you doing here? Is that how it
So what it was the gangs that were in my neighborhood were Latin Kings, 12th Street Players, uh Latin Counts, and bishops. And we were all at peace for one time. And this was in the early 90s. And then, slowly that friendship and ally, dissolved. Guys get drunk, start talking shit. This is my neighborhood. And it started getting deadly. Guys were shooting at each other. Luckily, we never lost any of our guys. But I know that the Latin Counts had lost a few of theirs. And it just escalated from there. And I took a couple bullets. They shot me, so chalk it up to the game.
in the
Nobody was
organization I
prosecuted.
was in, there was a lot of treachery, man. There was a lot of infighting, and there was a lot of shadiness, you know what I mean? It was deals
Yeah.
behind people's backs and all this bullshit was going on. It was
Well,
it was bullshit, man.
during the 90s, which was my era and stuff, we were fighting with the Latin Counts, which was real bad in the streets because it was shooting constantly, all the time, back and forth. Some innocent people had got, hit a few times that I know of. Not just our gang, other gangs. And these guys were pretty much took over the neighborhood. I'm not going to deny that. Now the police took it back, and it's starting to, slowly recover the neighborhood, which is good to see because I grew up in that neighborhood and it was always a good neighborhood in Cicero. But the gang started tearing it up. Now that I'm older, I recognize that and stuff. And, luckily, the neighborhood's changed. Mayor's doing a great job.
They call him
Like I
Stevie
said,
Bullets because he took 11 of them shits, man.
Yeah.
Shine Box. Shout out to Shine Box.
yeah,
What's up,
shut up.
Marshall? There's a lot of people in
And-
here, man. There's 11 people, man. There's a person for every bullet you had shot in you.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah,
shit, 11 times. I cannot imagine someone said 11 times. That's
Yeah.
insane, man.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you get deep into that life like that. You just get deeper, and then your mind starts, going in the wrong direction, and then you think that stuff is normal until you realize you look back and you're like my age. I'm going to be 43 in December, so pretty much from juvenile, like around 15, 14 years old, till I was, in my early 30s, and I just had enough of all that, in and out of prison, and they got to the point where they considered me a habitual criminal. So,
yeah, you would have been gone for the rest of your life, right? Basically.
Yeah, for any, yeah.
Before
like
prison.
For bullshit.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna have a life on the installment plan. I didn't think it was ever gonna stop. I wanted to ask you, do you back then when you were involved with the streets heavy? Did you, in your mind, did you think you would ever get out of it?
No. And at one point, like I said, my mind was in a real dark place, and I started to think this stuff was normal. And, I was getting more and more deeper, and then I was getting involved. Like I said, I got involved with, outfit guys. I got involved with cartel guys. And then it wasn't until I, got married and had kids that I realized that, I can't put my kids or any of them in danger. So, you know, I slowly walked away from the life with respect. You know what I mean? I didn't sell myself out. I wasn't an informant or nothing like that. They just recognized that
A
I
lot
had a
of people
family.
choose that. A lot of people choose that route,
No,
man.
listen, all these guys respect me. You know, you got people that will always say something, but you know, I'm still in the neighborhood, not hiding from anybody. You know, for the most part, I get a lot of support. You know, people know what I've been through. I deserve to do what I want to do as long as I keep it respectable. And
Hey, yo,
like I
Joe
said, I'm
S., you
doing my
better have some respect around here, bro. I'm telling you that right now, mister. That
right.
bullshit around
Check
here.
yourself.
This is Stevie Bullets, man.
Right.
You better fucking
That's right.
recognize.
Right.
But
Stevie
anyway,
Bullets from Cisco.
what's a thing that would have stopped you from continuing in the streets? Like, what's the thing that would have curbed you
Well,
from the streets? Do you think if they would have put you in a gym or boxing or some shit like that, like, what do you think
yeah,
would have
I would
helped
have
you?
been right. So that was what happened was, you know, I was pretty much I was in a Catholic school when I was younger, grammar school. So I wasn't like from a broken family or nothing like that. I came from a good family, both parents. I went to a Catholic school. It's just that, you know, that rebellion in me. And then, you know, as soon as I went to high school, I went to Modern West, which was one of the public high schools. And, you know, they got the gangs and stuff in there. And, you know, I had a choice between soccer and joining the gang. And uh, I just, you know, I it was peer pressure. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to hang out with these guys instead. And then once I got initiated in, you know, I want to prove myself and get recognized in the neighborhood, stuff like that. So I just started committing crimes, shooting, stuff like that. That's how I ended up getting shot, you know, because I was in the streets. I was doing some damage. You know, I got my ass whooped a few times. I took my ass beatings, but made me stronger in the end because, like I said, I wasn't a punk or nothing like that. So, you know, it just made me tougher. And a lot of times it was from some of my own guys. And I had to learn the hard way
Yeah,
that, you know, people that think that the gang life is a lot of loyalty. There's no loyalty in that. You
there's
know, it only
people like
goes
once you
well,
what type of things do you mean? Are you talking about like
okay,
they're
so
doing a robbery and they take more money, or some bullshit like they try to rob you for
no,
some
but
shit?
just because you're part of a mob doesn't mean that all them guys are with you. And they're not
And
gonna take a
all of them
bullet for
got
you.
you. All of them don't
Okay.
have your
Right.
back.
They're
They
not
all
gonna
don't
die for
respect
you.
you. Yeah,
Right. It goes only so far. I mean, I got guys that I grew up with that I still, you know, got a lot of love for. You know, we're just different places. Some of us are in the same place. It's like a lot of us grew up and they got out of this stuff and they learned from it and they're successful and stuff. And that's why you know, they support me in what I'm doing. And, you know, the other guys that are still in the streets, you know, I respect that too. You know, I'm not knocking the game. It's just not what I want to do, you know, but if
the
that's
people
what
that
they
I
want
were
to do, I
with,
don't.
I don't respect any of them, man. They're all fucking. You know, I'm
Well,
done with that street life. I'm
listen,
totally done, bro. Like,
I respect everybody until they don't respect me, and then you know after that, you know, I'm not looking for trouble, but I ain't gonna let nobody punk me out either. You know what I mean? I can stand
exactly.
my ground. You know, I've been in some rough places before, and I'm still standing. So you know, like I said, I'm not looking for trouble. I just, you know, want to do my thing. And, you know, you know, I get a lot of support. Everybody's down with it. They recognize what I'm trying to do, you know, and if they support it, they do it. They don't, they don't, you know. But like I
So
said, I'm hooking up with different people on social media, doing these podcasts. I got guys down in Miami, got JC in Arizona, you know, and then we got the Ellen Limbone from Gunner that's up in Detroit. So it's, you know, just networking with people and working together and, you know, hopefully something comes of it. You know what I mean?
you want
Everybody
to
should
tell the
be
story?
helping each.
How did you meet your wife, man? I think we already talked about this, but there's a person in here asking how you met your wife, and you have a good girl on your side, and that's pretty a big reason of why you started the shift too, right? Because if you didn't have that, you want
Right.
to have really a reason to. I mean,
Right. So
I
a
don't
big part
got
of my
that. That
story.
wasn't the reason. That wasn't the reason I changed, man. You know, I didn't have a girl
Yeah.
to change me.
So I was blessed, man. I was truly blessed. I hit the lottery when I met my wife. We met
Yeah.
in 2006. I had just got out of prison, so it was like, a fate story. We've been together for over 14 years. We have 3 children. I have one son that's 10 years old who's autistic, which was the biggest life changer for me. Like I said, one thing I'm not is a deadbeat dad. You know,
Mhm.
as soon as my wife had our first son, I was there every step of the way. Like a man, I put my other life to the side, and I just stepped up to the plate. I got a full-time job. I'm a union Teamster 703.
Yeah,
These
but
guys support me
hold up,
100%.
hold up, hold up. You got to slow the story down, man. You're just pushing right through it. You got to slow it down. And then, so you met your wife,
So
but you had to go
I met my
back to
wife.
prison. You had to go back to prison, right? After you met your wife.
Right.
And
And
and your wife's
at that
sister
time, we were
worked
just,
in the court. Your wife's sister worked in the court, and you had to deal
I
with
got
all that
sentenced to
shit.
6 years. Yeah. So me and my wife were dating at the time. I ended up committing a crime, aggravated fleeing and eluding from the Cicero police.
What
Went on a
was that
little chase.
situation? Do you want to explain that situation? What's the reason why
Well,
you didn't stop?
I
Like
was under the
what
influence of
happened?
drugs. I had a drug addiction at that time, which would fuel my crimes. Robbery, armed robbery, burglary. Whatever you would do, to take care of a habit. And like I said, I was going through an addiction. I had a lot of issues at that time. Mentally, I wasn't stable. So, at this time, this stuff was normal to me. And like I said, I put myself in a bad situation that day. Took the police on a high speed chase. Luckily, nobody
So
was
like
hurt.
if you had your family now, you couldn't see that part of your life now. This this
No,
part
no,
in your
I'm gonna
life,
tell
you
you,
couldn't even imagine being
couldn't
that
even
guy
imagine
anymore,
being
right?
like that. No, because you know what? After I had been in that life for so long and sitting in prisons with some of the worst of the worst, I
And
had to look at my life because I was
just
30
just
years
like this
old.
guy says, man, just like he says, it teaches you patience and grow exponentially, exponentially. When you become a father and in prison, it teaches you patience because you're around a bunch of scumbags and you have to like be nice to people. You can't walk around with an attitude. You think if you walk around in prison with an attitude and shit, like you're
Oh
not gonna
no,
get too
they'll
far
fix
with
that
that,
real
man.
quick.
Oh yeah,
No, they'll fix that real quick. But
oh
see, that's
yeah.
what it was when I went to prison, I started looking at these other people, not necessarily saying that they were bad and stuff like that. I wasn't trying to judge. I was just trying to figure out where I was as a human being. Was I you know, in the serial killer group? Was I in the,
Come on, man. Um,
you know,
what
well, my
what
mind
made
was,
your wife when you met your wife? What made her different from the other women that you were with? That changed, your whole thinking and everything. Because obviously you were running crazy, and then you met your wife, and it kind of settled you down. And then you go back to prison, and then you come back, and then you have
so my
kids,
wife.
right?
Yeah, but before we had the kids, my wife's 100% Italian. Uh,
That
so
that's what
she
that's what made the difference.
she gave me a lot of issues. Yeah, and I knew
Yeah.
right away as soon as because most of the girls that I had been with, I pretty much walked all over them. I wasn't no big player, nothing like that, but I wasn't, into no real deep relationships until I met this one. So,
Yeah.
Finally I had met a girl that obviously cared about me and stuff, and she was tough. She wasn't gonna deal with my shit, and luckily I had met her, and I had to do one more little bit, but it made me realize what I wanted in life. And like I said, I pursued her from prison. I rode her every day for 2.5 years, and she was there when I got out. So I
That was
decided
before. That was that time the time that you got arrested in the car, the looting
Right.
time is when you were
Yeah,
writing her all the time
January.
because you were like trying to hold on to her, like don't leave, right?
Yeah, we didn't have children at this time and stuff. So like after I got out, I wanted to settle down with her. I got married, and the thing is what my story is. I wrote her and I told her everything that I wanted as far as the kids and getting married
How
and stuff
long?
like
How
that. 'Cause
long
like I
after
said,
you got out of prison? How long after you got out of prison did you get married?
like within the first year. So as soon as I got out, I got married. We had our son. Then shortly after, we had one more daughter, and then we waited a couple of years because we went through some times in the beginning that we weren't sure like how everything was going to play out because you got to remember we come from two different places, so it was different worlds. My wife was still caught up in her friends, and we weren't sure at that time, and we went through
Yeah.
some rough moments, but it was okay because it tested our marriage. We ended up having our third child, and then we knew where we wanted to be. Now we're doing great.
That's awesome,
we got
man.
our kids. Yeah,
I mean,
and then we got good
you
friends.
can tell that
good support.
you can tell that you guys are really happy. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of
Yeah.
people just put on a face. They just put on a
Oh,
face
no,
like,
no,
oh
we
yeah,
had our
everything's great.
I mean,
Everything's great.
no, no, we would fight left and right, but I mean, not physical. We never got physical.
No.
I never put my hands on my wife. Even though she was tough and stuff, I never physically hit her or anything like that. Might have wanted to choke her a few times, but yeah, no, and, she's not the type of girl that would have allowed that anyways. And, that's not the type.
She looks like she
And
don't tolerate shit, man. She don't tolerate nothing.
No. And it was great because when we had our son, of course he was autistic. My wife, she totally like I was like stunned because I wasn't expecting her to be like such a hands-on mom, and she did great. Like she just cut everything out. Like she was done with the bars, she was done with her friends. Not done with her friends, but like she put the kids first, and I recognize.
Yeah, like
that,
before you get married, there's a certain way you live your life. You know what I mean? Go out with your friends on the weekend and shit, all that shit.
Yeah. But the way that I seen that she took care of my son and then our daughter, she was like full time. It was like full time, and I didn't have to tell her anything. She just did it, and I was like, and then I realized, by seeing her do that, hey, listen, I got to put my friends, and then I did. I don't go out with my friends. I go out to dinner with my wife once in a while, and we'll go out with another couple and stuff. But like, I don't hang out or anything like that. I really don't have time. Like I said, I'm doing a documentary with James Forney and Joe Seifert.
Yeah, you work full time. You're doing a documentary. You take care of your kids, right?
Yeah, I got 3 kids, so I'm involved with them every day. And if I'm not with them, I'm with my wife. And I like doing the family thing. I do a lot of traveling. I lost a lot of years in and out of prison because I was starting when I was like 14 until I was 30 years old, and it just got to the point where I had been shot 11 times. Twice I was shot in my head. Most of my friends were either dead or doing long bits in prison, and they weren't. Most are never coming home. And
when you got shot, Steve, did you go unconscious right away? Like, or did you remember everything? Did you remember
I remembered everything. Yep.
Every time?
Everything. Every time, man. I remember the pain. I could see it. Yeah. Yep. And that was a good thing because, when you start to think about those things, like I said, when I was a kid and I shot people, man, and it's, not that I'm bragging or anything like that, but, people knew about it.
You want to tell the people what it's like to get shot? What does it feel like to get shot?
It's just a burning sensation. I got shot in the head twice. So, I felt like I got hit with a bat. And, then you realize you go into a shock because your body, that's not normal for you to be hit with bullets. And when your body goes into that, your brain reacts and you know, you don't realize what's going on, but then you do realize, and you know, you could panic, but that ain't gonna do no good.
So like the 2 times you got shot in the head, right? As they were firing, did you know that it was coming? Did you know that they were
because
gonna shoot? Like,
well, yeah, because like I said, I was feuding with the Latin counts in the neighborhood. Twice those guys had got me, and then third time that I had got shot was, you know, during I was doing something illegal, and it was like a robbery or something, and got shot. That was in Berwyn. Guy shot me in the back of the head as I was running, and three other times.
You remember that whole thing as you were running and got shot in the head? Did it knock you down?
Yeah, I fell to the ground briefly, but you know, I got my ass up because I knew that if I didn't, you know, I'm thinking the guy's gonna run up and finish me
and put one in you. Luckily, yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, that's what happened. I thought that guy was gonna finish me because I was, like I said, running down the alley. I was in a Berwyn alley, by 13th and Gunderson. And like I said, it was just a robbery gone wrong. We were both on some bullshit. And
do you want to explain that situation?
Just briefly. So what it was, you know, we went in to go do, you know, heist the guy, and you know, got greedy, and I went back a third time. So going back a third time was my biggest mistake, because at that time, you know.
So wait, you were coming back to rob him a third time?
Yeah. So what it was a house, and there was some stuff that was inside there, and you know, these individuals were in the same type of life that I was in, and you know, there was some stuff in there that, you know, we got it out, and then I got greedy, went back to get more. And as I did, the door was locked. I knew the gig was up.
So the first time you went, there was no people there, right?
They had left.
Yeah, they left. There was no people there. You went. There was no people.
Guys. These were some cartel guys, you know, some Mexican guys, you know, paisas, and they had a little stash house over there. And what it was they had left, and we didn't know where the key was for to get in. Went into the basement, grabbed these digs, whatever that was in there. There was some money, some valuables, electronics. Went back for a third time. Me being greedy, went back on the third time and should have knew better.
And there's people in there.
No, they had came back somehow, because I believe there was somebody that was upstairs. Because I had
there's an apartment upstairs, and you guys didn't know there's someone there up there.
It was a house.
Oh, man.
It was a house, and yeah, you know, you get real bold when you're starting to do these things. You know, you think that you're on, you know, like you're invincible, and it was just, you know, and it almost cost me my life, you know, but that's what I was willing to do at that time, you know, and I wasn't.
You're the white 50 Cent. You're the white 50 Cent. So I'm glad you survived, man.
Yeah. So what happened was I was running down the alley. Guy takes a shot, pops me in the head. I end up walking back, you know, running back, you know, through gangways to the local hospital. I get there, give them some bullshit story. Of course, the police doesn't believe it. They know I'm on bullshit. But in Chicago, it's not a big thing, you know, as long as
But they're not going to call the cops on you. These dudes ain't calling the cops on you.
No, right? And I told my brother and my cousin after they came to pick me up, because they realized I had been shot in the head. Luckily, it was like more like a graze wound, because they had shot me in the side right here. And
it went under.
Yeah.
I think so. I think I could see it. Your screen froze, bro. I think you hit something. Yeah, I see it. I think I did. People are saying,
yeah, it's hard.
You're lucky to be alive, Superman. You're the white 50 Cent.
Yeah, you know, I didn't learn it. I got shot again in the head, you know, and it was pretty much the same.
Hold up. You're going too fast, man. You got to slow back. You got to bring it back. All right, you get shot that one time with the grenade in the head, right? So now, what's the next time after that you get shot?
That's like the third time. The first time I got shot in my neck. It was we were
It was like
fighting with
real
the Latin count.
close to the jugular vein too, right?
Shot me at a far range. What happened was we were fighting in the neighborhood with some Latin counts. We went to go party, drink some beers. Me and a couple of other 12th Street players. I don't know if they were tipped off or whatever, but we ended up. We go to the woods, which was a dam in Brookfield. I hear some spray painting, and me and my boy Grizzly. He rest in peace. He's no longer with us. He died about a year ago. But he was, my homeboy since that incident. And what had happened that day was, like I said, we were going to drink some beers, a couple of guys, a couple of girls. We go back to the woods, and this is at nighttime in the summer, June 28th. I don't remember what year, but it was like the late 90s. We go back there to drink some beers. I hear some spray painting, and we approach them. Of course, they represent Latin counts. We represent
So
players.
You walk up. How many of them is there that you can see?
Like 4 or 5, but it's dark, so we can't really see. And
Can't
all we
see
do
all
is
of
we hear
them. You don't know where all of them are.
Right,
So
can't see them all, but you can see. Well, so their colors were black and red, and ours were black and white. So you kind of recognize that these ain't the same guys. You hear some spray paint going on, so you already know. And then they had that in the early 90s, the Latin counts had a certain type of whistle. They would do like a woo, like a woo-wee,
or woo, or something like that. Yeah, right.
Woo-wee.
Yeah,
Woo-wee.
they used to do that shit where I was too, man. They used to do it over here too.
And they'd have a whistle, and so they're doing the whistle, and we already know what time it is, and they start opening fire. Like I said, the guy wasn't aiming directly at me, but he got me. Went through my neck.
He directly hit you in the neck, though, bro.
Yeah. Well, the good thing was the bullet had went in the neck, and it had went right out. So it didn't hit anything major, no major organs or nothing like that.
So how far into the woods are you? How far into the woods did you have to go, man?
We were pretty in there, enough so the police couldn't spot us. And like I said, I had to walk out of those woods. And the crazy part is, this guy that was with me.
What? You just
one
hold
of my
it like
brothers.
This or
yeah, just hold it real tight, and just hoping, I didn't realize, I was really shot in the neck. I felt more pain in my shoulder. So it was my left side. I didn't know that it was in my neck really at that point. What had happened was, while I was walking, I'm just holding my side, this is like 20 years ago we're talking. One of my homies that was with me walks out with me and stuff. I jump in one of my guys' cars. They get me to the hospital. Now that guy he became a pastor. He moved down to Alabama. After that, and it's because we still talk every now and then. So, like we keep in touch, and his life went in a different direction. And he said that it kind of
Sis says, did your wife tease you about being hard-headed and bullets bouncing off your head?
My wife is 100% Italian. I just said so. My wife gives me a hard time about everything, everything.
Hey, man, shout out to Steve, Real Mob Radio. Go check him out, man. Go give him a follow if you guys can. Go subscribe to him. He's got some good content.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Is everybody in the neighborhood promoting each other. Promoting,
help each other, man. Be good to people. I don't understand people.
Man. Listen,
people are grimy.
It's not
just,
even
I don't know, man.
It's usually the cowards. It's usually the cowards that get on the social media and start trolling and.
Yeah, the grimy cowards. The grimy cowards will get nowhere in life, man. They will be right where they're at, and they will still be there because.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't have time for it.
Just the motivators. No, I love it, man. I love it.
You got to help people, man. Like, I don't understand why more people don't help where it's needed. I just don't get it.
Because just
Did your doctor
dangerous,
tell
man.
you enough with the bullets already, Steve?
Yeah, I used to go to pretty much the same hospital, Loretta.
Did the doctor tell you, like, what the fuck, cut the shit? Did they tell you that?
Yeah, and then I had some friends that became doctors and nurses there, and we talk about it. And it's like I said, I know all the police and stuff like that. Even though we had a lot of bad history between us and stuff, I try to support my neighborhood as much as I can. I mean, I know even lately I've had some issues with the town, political issues, because I don't fight, with my fist no more. Those days are way over. I'm too old for the bullshit. You know what I mean? If somebody's gonna get in my way, I don't got time for that.
Yeah,
but,
there's ways to take care of things. There's ways to go about things, man.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I do it civilly nowadays. Unless it comes to my family and their safety, that's a whole different story. But other than that, I'm not out there trying to cause problems with anybody.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you heard that Tony Toilet guy, the little pizza guy that's out running around on this space. He threatened Tom LaVecchia from NBA and the Button Man, threatened his wife and his kid, said he was coming to his house and all kinds of stuff, man. It's like these people are crossing a line.
That 98% of the time that when somebody says they're going to do something like that, they're not going to do a damn thing. They're not going to do nothing. Not saying that you should let your guard down, because you can never do that. Like, my wife will tell you she thinks I'm paranoid, but I'm the type of guy that just because I never turn my back on anybody, and everybody to me is a suspect, and it's just
me too.
Better for me, better for my kids. I keep all my friends at a distance from my child, from my kids. And my kids are in a good place. They go to a good
smart,
school.
Man. It's smart.
I surround them. Yeah, I'm very aware of who I have around my children. I've even had to cut some family members off, because, like I said, when it came to my kids, the whole ball game changed. I'm
worried about who I have around me, man. I'm really selective of who I let into my inner circle, because people are shady, man. People are shady.
Around you.
They'll smile in your face and stick a knife right in your back. And
me and you were talking about that earlier. I don't. Hey, listen, man. I got good people around me. If it's somebody that's on some bullshit, or somebody that's out there on some shyster stuff, I've had to step away from a couple of my friends, because, like I said, I knew what they were doing in their life, and it's like, that stuff can affect everybody around you indirectly. And it's not that I don't have love for these guys. It's just that with my kids and stuff like that, I can't jeopardize that, man. And I just try to roll straight, pretty much. I go to work every day. I could have done a lot of things in a different way, but there's a price to pay for the life.
You could have cut a lot of corners, man. Right? You could have cut corners on the side. You could have been slanging drugs and trying to make a little extra money. I know how it works, man.
I could have been with all my guys that I had met, man. I could have been Scarface ×2, but I realized that once you, especially here in Chicago, man, that you can only go so far in the game before another guy comes and knocks you down. And if it ain't going to be one of your own guys, it's going to be the other guy. And I just wasn't willing to, take that chance, because I had so many chances already in life that I was like, all right, cool. I got a wife, I got 3 kids, I got a good job. I'm good. I just want to, remain peaceful. I never sold anybody out. I'm still in the neighborhood. So like I said, when I started to do my documentary, I had a great story. My roots, it just, everything just turned out fantastic for me. It doesn't always happen like that, but I went through.
You're right, man.
A lot of stuff. Yeah,
but you're hooking up with the right people, man. You're hooking up with the right people, and
I know right away. Like, we're within the first 10 minutes of talking to somebody, I could fill them up real quick, and I just I learned a lot when I was in prison.
Does Chicago still have strict gun control laws?
None. No, you do whatever you want here in Chicago right now.
Right.
It's just Yeah. Unfortunately, because the way that the laws are and stuff, and all these political things that are
Bro, they
happening,
still have
it's
laws.
pretty
You
much
have to obey. You still got to
well, my
obey the
family.
laws, Steve.
So yeah, no, trust me. I got family members that are police officers and
He said, "No, you can
working.
do anything you want here. No, you can do anything you want here."
You can,
Man, this.
you can. Yeah, no. Listen. This is true story. My wife, some kid was setting off some fireworks on my front steps, and my wife goes out there to confront him. I don't know why she does this because the kid could have had a gun. These people are crazy.
Yeah,
So of course, so there was somebody that witnesses this. They don't know what's going on. They see this individual. It's a kid though. He's setting off some fireworks. My wife's confronting him. He tells her, you know, I can do whatever I want. But now my wife's going out there because she's ready to beat him up, but she won't. But like she's very aggressive, so she comes out there yelling and screaming, telling him get the hell off the property. He's like, I'll do whatever I want. She's like, what? She's like, not here, not on my property.
like
And then there's this
Steve.
girl. No, I'm at work. I'm
Like
at work.
Steve.
All this is happening. So, she tells me later on, about this whole incident, and then it's on the cameras. So I'm like, well, send me the picture. Like I'm thinking, it's an older guy, some younger kid that was expelled from school, and
Oh,
some little kid. No, but so what it was the part that got me mad was he tells my wife I could do whatever I want, and tells her that he rattles off the address and says I'm gonna come back, like threatening her.
Oh man.
So now I know my wife's really heated, like because me and my wife had some blowouts, and she ain't the type to back down. So now when this guy's threatening the house, she's a mama bear. She's gonna handle this,
Yeah,
and she's like, so she calls me right away. Well, she calls the police because we don't play games with the kids. Once you come around the house, like I said, I have an autistic kid. Plus, there were some neighbors that had witnessed this, and so the police. And sure enough, the police stop them, but because they're juveniles, have to let them go. So as soon as they talk to him, my wife, she can let him go. Yeah. I mean, luckily, he never came back. I think he realized it was just some stupid game. But, once you get that close to somebody's, personal space, especially the house that's like, no enter zone, and we got kids.
Yo, I got a quick little story, bro. I was in my mom's house, right? And I was upstairs. This is when I was all fucked up. And I'm on the porch, and there's these kids outside. They're not kids. These are grown-ups. Like older teenagers, like adolescents, they're like 20, 19, 20, 20, whatever. They're sitting out in front of the house smoking weed and shit, right? My mother goes out there and she goes, "Can you guys move down the street?" And they go, "Fuck you, bitch." My mother goes, "Bill." And she just looks at me and I'm like, "Oh, fuck." So I go down there. I'm like, "Bro, what'd you say?" And I tried, bro. I got pummeled. Man. And then as I'm fighting these dudes, a car pulls up and slams on their brakes, right? And these dudes scatter, and he's like, "Get in the car." He helped me out. I jumped in the car. Yo, shout out to that dude that stopped that car and helped me, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey,
yeah, man, it was hilarious.
That's when you least expect it, man. So yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. But, so how do you find yourself ever like romancing the old days?
Oh, all the time. My wife has to stop me every once in a while. Like you'll see the stuff in the back. You'll see the stuff in the background and stuff. This is my wall. My wife calls it my shrine and stuff. And I don't glorify that life, but like I said, it's a big part of my history. It's what made me who I am today. And my dad hated it. Like the Playboy bunny, I got it tattooed and stuff on my arm. And I could have went over it, but I kept it there because like I said,
it's part of your story, man. It's part of your story.
Yeah, it is. And my story is a redemption story. I had lost a couple of my good friends, close friends, So there was a price to pay for the life, man. And then like I said, I see my friends going away, people that were never coming back. They were going to be doing life in jail. And then a couple of my friends, their son died. That was probably the worst part. I had seen one of my homies that I grew up with in the streets, and his son lost his life, man. Rest in peace to him.
Yeah, I mean, it
So
happens all the time, man. A couple years ago, one of
yeah,
my friend's son, he was riding a Ninja, smashed right into a van, man, and killed him. Kid was like 18 years old, man.
yeah.
It's
Well,
insane. Terrible.
it's just a sad story, and it was a beautiful family that I grew up with, and dad ended up getting a long time. The mother ended up dying, and it was like right after, it was like tragedy. And then there was just and then a lot of us that we grew up together, we broke apart in different ways. A lot of fighting between us. Luckily there's still like a handful of us that stay in contact and stuff, and we're in good places.
Yeah.
Like I said, not all of us. Yeah, I came from a good foundation. I was raised in the Catholic
Yeah,
Church.
a
Went
lot
to
of
a
a
good.
lot of them are dead. What you mean the people that were in the gang that you were in, right? A lot of them are dead. Some of them are in jail forever. Some are. I mean, how many made it
Yeah,
out of that life? Do you think?
so we had a small little crew, 12th Street players that I grew up with and stuff. And I mean, these, one of my guys got like 20 years. One of the little guys got like 60 years. Uh, Lost two of my best friends, got killed. One was killed by the police. One was killed in a gang fight. Uh, like I said, it just continues, man. All the misery, I got a brother. We don't even talk no more. It's like, it, and then you realize, your whole life is just flashed before your eyes. Like I said, I'm going to be 43 years old. 20 of them years was pretty much in and out of prison. And, you know, the only thing that kept me going was when I was in prison, I got in the books and I stayed getting educated, reading and stuff. And I had good family
Yeah.
members like that supported me. And of course, my wife that motivated me to do good. And, like I said, I had
If
so
you
many
didn't have
issues.
family, if you didn't have that family supporting you, do you think you would have stayed with the bullshit and kept going with it?
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I mean, you got to have something to um to like make you to like motivate you and stuff. If you don't have that, it's not going to be good. Because a lot of times, if you look at these people that are in the gangs and stuff, it's like they're not all from broken homes, but there's something that's missing and stuff, and you find it with the
Yeah.
street crew, getting in trouble most of the time. Not all the time, but I mean, I know I had issues with my father and stuff, and like I said, they were strict parents, and I wanted to do my own thing, and they weren't allowing it, so it's like,
You're gonna
I
find a
found it
way
in
to
the
do it. Yeah.
yeah, and my parents were totally
That's how
against
it goes,
everything that I
man.
was doing.
That's how my family was too,
Yeah,
man. They didn't like the
yeah, my
shit that I
parents
was
were.
doing.
Uh, they were doing everything they could to get me away from that stuff. They would find guns. My dad found a shotgun. You know, my mom, it was driving her crazy because she never seen anything like this. And then, she's getting phone calls. My little brother got shot when he was like 12 or 13, and the police got me in jail for shooting at the other guy. So
Wow.
it's like, yeah, and this was at a young age. And then there was another time that my brother was shooting in the broad daylight, and the Chicago cops come in and they're looking for us. He's putting a gun down my throat, and I'm like 14, 15 years old and stuff. And you know,
And you're like an influence on your younger brother too, right? Like
oh yeah, because
he's
that's what it
watching
was.
everything
As
you're
soon as I
doing.
joined the street,
So yeah,
yeah, and
he's
maybe
like
that's
doing
the reason we
everything
don't
that you
really
want
talk
to
no
do,
more.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
As soon as
It
I got
sucks,
involved with the
man.
gang, I was in. Well, he joined. I was inside the Audi home at the time. I came out, and I never even imagined that my younger brother would join a gang because it wasn't. He was like the total opposite, into skater and that type of stuff. He was a straight white dude. And then it was just crazy because when he did get involved, he got deep, deeper than me. He got deeper in the streets. You know, he was whatever I was doing, he was trying to outdo me. So he's shooting and doing more shootings. And I'm looking at him like, you know, what the hell? And then he got a lot of respect, you know. And I think it was not till I started to get my shit together that we, you know, it was like a rivalry and jealousy. Because my younger brother used to always, you know, because I was, like I said, I was going downhill. I was involved with a lot of bullshit. So we just went separate ways, man. And it's horrible because anybody that has a brother or family, I strongly recommend that you stick close with them because unfortunately, me and my brother, we don't talk. And we were super close at one time, like inseparable. Like I said, when it came to shooting and stuff like that, we were hand in hand, like shoulder to shoulder. Like if somebody was going to do something, you know. And one of the first times that I shot somebody, and my younger brother was with me, and you know, that was the first time that, you know, and I thought that I had killed the guy because I had shot him in the stomach. And I was thinking that, you know, I just remember right after it happened, my brother was with me and we get to the lake and I was kind of having anxiety because I'm thinking, man, I'm going to go to jail for murder. Like I seen the dude drop and stuff and like doing
It's like the
convulsions,
rest
you
of
know,
your
luckily,
life too, man. It could be the
I
rest of
thought it
your
was
life
over.
gone. One
Yeah, no,
decision can
I
change
thought,
your whole life. People, I mean,
and there
a
was
lot
two
of people don't
carloads of
even
people. So
realize.
it's like there was a million witnesses. And I had thought that I had
Yeah.
killed the guy, you know, because I heard a couple of the girls in the neighborhood say, "Oh, yeah, I heard what you did. I heard you killed the guy." And I'm like, "Oh no!" And luckily, you know, it
Nah, it
wasn't
wasn't
me.
me. I don't know what the hell you're talking
No,
about, but it wasn't me.
no, it was one of the guys told his girl, and when she repeated it to me. But I mean, see, at that time when I did that, I wasn't thinking there. I was in a car full of people, and then there was another car in front of me, you know, and then that wasn't including the people that were on the street. You know, it was at nighttime, and but whatever it was, they were approaching the car, self defense. I shot the guy, hit him in the stomach. He didn't die, so you know, and
Hey,
that was just
man.
one of them, a bunch of times. And like I said, it was shooting back and forth on a regular basis. You know, it just, you know, and that's just how I lived for a long time. And then the results were prison, jail, and losing a lot of my friends. And then by the time I looked
Yeah,
back,
man.
I was 30
And
years
then
old.
your life is just constantly in and out of prison, and it just sucks, man.
And out
It's
of prison.
not a way to live,
Yeah.
bro.
No. And like I
But
said, you know, once I started going to prison, I started making connections with, you know, because I knew right as soon as I went to the joint, like who the biggest dogs were, who the heavyweights were, you know, and I didn't want to mess
yeah,
with the little guys no more. I wanted to mess with the big dogs. And then, you know, I started meeting outfit guys, cartel guys, and you know, I used to like that type of stuff. And you know,
yeah.
for a few years, you know, it was good living. And then when I realized that, you know, the payout and the, you know, price to pay for that, you know, and luckily
It
I got
doesn't
married. I
weigh.
had kids.
Doesn't even. It doesn't even
No, and I knew.
Yeah,
And I knew.
yo, D. Henry, it is fucked up, man, because people have not been getting the notifications that I've been going live, and it's I don't understand it, bro. Like people been telling me that I haven't been getting notifications that you've been going live, and it makes it so my viewers are not seeing my shit, and it's starting to piss me off.
Well,
But
hopefully
anyway,
get all
man, I
that
gotta
fixed.
wrap this up, man. Thank you
Yeah, me too.
for
I got work
joining
in
me
the morning.
tonight, man. You know, I love having you on, man. You're a good dude. You're a good friend, and we're definitely gonna do some things in the future, man. And
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on here in Chicago. You know, I got a lot of guys, you
definitely,
know, outfit guys, cartel guys,
I've been out
ex-gang
there. I'll
members and
show you a
stuff.
picture. I'll show you a picture. I think
Yeah.
I got one in here when I was in Chicago. Let me have one.
Yeah, just send it to me. But yeah, stay in touch and I'll keep watching your show. It's, you know, getting better and better, different guests.
Thanks, man.
Check me out on Facebook, My Way to Cicero Way, Stevie Bullets Story, and TikTok, Stevie Bullets 12.
And don't forget, November 24th, 8 p.m., Dave Icovetti is going to be in the building. It's going to be a great interview. And it's going to be insane, and it's gonna keep getting better and better and
I
better.
heard a lot about that guy. Heard a lot about that guy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. People have not been getting my notification. It's crazy. I don't understand. I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna email YouTube or something, because I have 3,000 subscribers, man. I should have a whole bunch of people watching. I don't understand. Maybe it's just me. Whatever. But thank you, man. And we're gonna plan some stuff. Just hang on, and I'll talk to you right after I end this. You want to tell anyone, give a shout out before we go, man? You want to give anyone a shout out before we go?
Chicago. Cyril DePaggio, Mob King, Joe Seifert, Deadly Associates, James Forney, the producer of my show, My Way, the Cicero Way, Stevie Bullet's Story. Like I said, got a couple of guys here in Cicero, Chicago, reaching out to anybody that wants to help me out on social media, doing podcast stuff like that. It's a redemption story. 11 bullets, 3 times in the joint, married now, 3 kids, legit job, Teamster, just trying to push people forward. And that's it, man.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. And if anybody wants to help with the toy drive I'm trying to put together, if you donate to any of the apps I have, then any of the money I get from now until Christmas will go towards that. But you can donate towards Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo. Don't do it through YouTube because they take 30%. I don't want to pay them shit. So make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. And we're going to make some kids' Christmas a really good Christmas this winter. And we're going to make a bunch of kids' Christmas good Christmas. All the kids in the shelter, I'm trying to help them out, man. But I will be back with another show at another date. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. And I'll see you next time. Thanks, Steve.